Good morning, kids, or afternoon, I guess, seventh period. Here's the agenda for today. I think it's clear that I'm not at school today, and I won't be at school tomorrow. But today, I'm going to do an on this day with you in just a second. And then I need you to turn in your Reformation stations and your doodle notes to the basket. And then third period, you're going to have to get out Chromebooks, and then you can leave them out. And seventh period, you'll need to put the Chromebooks away, but you're going to take your quiz. It's on TCI. And then you'll work on your timeline. The half sheets of timeline for the timeline are in the front of the classroom, and then we'll have maybe you guys need to help pass back timelines, and they should be on the back counter. But don't forget to turn in your work. If you're missing anything, make sure it gets into the late absent work. If you finish your timeline today, you can work on late or missing work or homework from another class. Okay. So on this day in history, this is why I wanted to talk about this one, because it's about Anne Boleyn. Okay. And she, on this day, there we go, was executed in 1536. We know her as the second wife of King Henry VIII, and she was charged with adultery, incest, and conspiracy against the king. So we know that she started seeing the king a little bit before he was formally divorced from his first wife, Catherine of Aragon. Anne Boleyn was actually a lady in waiting for Catherine of Aragon, which just means she was kind of a part of the queen at the time's posse, and she captivated the attention of the king. And the king, King Henry, we know, was kind of upset with Catherine of Aragon because he felt like it was her fault that she had not given him a male heir. And that's when he started the process of wanting to get a divorce. And you know all about this because you just finished the Reformation. But we know that eventually he creates the Anglican Church and makes himself the head of the Anglican Church, and he is able to grant himself a divorce. So then Anne becomes Queen of England and was 6 months pregnant with their daughter Elizabeth, and gave birth to a girl, which further made King Henry VIII not so happy with his wife. But they had Elizabeth the First, and she'll eventually become queen. Anne was never able to give the king a male heir, and at this point, he has his eye on his third wife, Jane Seymour, and rumors began to circulate that the king wanted to get rid of Anne to marry Jane Seymour, and he eventually is successful at this. She was accused of using witchcraft to be with him. She was tried and accused of adultery, and eventually she was beheaded. He didn't even attend the beheading. He didn't even have enough respect for her. And then he was betrothed, so engaged to Jane Seymour 24 hours later. So we already knew King Henry VIII was kind of a dirty dog, and this just proves that even more. If you have any questions about any of your work or whatnot, you can email me and let me know if you have any questions. The quiz is multiple choice, so make sure you can start working on that when you're ready. And then I am working on your trading cards. Obviously, I would have I don't know when you're gonna get your rubrics back. However, I should have time today to get those grades up to date. So that being said, fifth period, your grades are in the grade book, and then I'm working on third period next. So just pay attention, and your grades hopefully will be up to date with what you're turning today sooner rather than later. Have a good day. Be good. Enjoy the weather and kick some butt on your quiz.